Hey guys, it's Dave, and this is another Everyday Rants podcast, and this is number 6. So thanks for joining and coming along with me on this journey of me rambling and ranting. So yeah, this is number 6. Didn't have the last couple days, just been kind of busy with just work and trying to get stuff together and, just life. Just life, man. So I wasn't able to get any podcast out the last couple days, but here we go with number 6. If you're noticing a little better sound quality, I finally picked up myself a awesome mic. It's the Snowball Ice Blue microphone. I found one refurbished online. It was like, I don't know, less than $40 with shipping and stuff. So you might have some better quality sound, which is good. That's what I was hoping for. Didn't want to sound so tinny. But anyway, yeah, so a lot going on. So let's see. This past weekend, as if you guys remember last week, I had mentioned I've altered my diet and my exercise routine and watching what I eat, trying to, shed some weight. So I had a good day Sunday. I stepped on that scale, and I was down over 5 pounds in 1 week. So I will take that. I will take that every week. I would love to get that every week for the next 6 to 8 months. That'd be fantastic. But yeah, I was super excited. Down some weight, and it was impressive because Saturday night I had my brother-in-law and sister-in-law were over, and I had bought. When we went to Disney in November, I had went to every country. We were in Epcot, and if you've never been to Epcot or you don't know what it is, in Epcot. It's one of the parks in Walt Disney World. It's called the Worlds, and they have all different sections of like countries. So they have, the United States, France, Canada, Mexico, Norway, the United Kingdom, a ton of them. China, Japan, they have a bunch. So we were there one night, last November when we were there with the kids and my sister-in-law and brother-in-law, and we were there. And I was like, you know what? I took Lauren. And I was like, you know what? I want to go to every country other than the United States and ask the workers that work there and find out what the most popular snack that they sell at Disney in their respective countries, what they have there, what is the most popular one in the actual area, the actual country. Because, if you don't know, Disney actually employs in the countries, they will only employ you if you lived or live in that area. So I went to almost every country, asked every worker, out of everything you sell here, what is the most popular in your actual homeland? And they would show me, they would give me one or two, tell me what the most popular were. They would tell me a little bit about it, which was pretty awesome. I love learning about different cultures and different stuff like that. I really do enjoy that. So I had that in November, and then the holidays came, and I just kind of forgot about the bag sitting there for the last couple months. And I wanted to do a video for our YouTube channel, one of our Geeks with Treats episodes. And I just totally, with the holidays and everything, I just totally forgot it was there. Then the New Year's comes, and we start our eating right. And my wife finds the bag and goes, "What are we going to do with this?" And I was like, "Oh, crap." I was like, all right, well, we're going to have to shoot a video, and, I'll just eat a little bit of each. Both of us were like, we'll eat a little bit. Mainly have the kids, and, and if whoever was over, they could have them. So we did that Saturday night, and I was a little nervous because, I was so good all week, but I was eating stuff Saturday night that wasn't, on target with my plan and my goal. But you know what? I woke up. I was really nervous. I woke up Sunday morning, and being down over 5 pounds, I was like, you know what? I will take that any day of the week. I will take that. Consider I didn't get to the gym yet. I just went to the gym the other day, which that's a whole nother story. I was exhausted that day. Legs were killing me. But yeah, man, I was so super excited. I feel good, keeping it up. Went to the gym, like I said, this week. Looking for a new one. My gym got bought out in the middle of my contract, and I don't know, they've upped prices like crazy. They haven't really made any good changes. Some of the changes they made I actually thought was for the worst. I didn't understand what they were doing. But yeah, So I'm actually in the process of looking for a new gym, my wife and I. So that's always fun, you know. But yeah, so down some weight, doing good with the lifestyle change and eating and habits and stuff like that. So that's pretty good. So yeah, today's Wednesday, January 13th, 2016. And that's going to be a significant date because tonight someone can be a billionaire. The Powerball is up to I think it's like $1.5 billion right now. And of course, we bought some tickets. I don't play the lotto. I grew up in a family. I mean, my grandmother, my mother, my stepfather, oh my God, they used to buy lottery like it was going out of style. I remember a couple times when I first started driving, and if my mother and my stepfather weren't going out, and I was heading out, they were like, "Oh, can you go pick up our lotto tickets?" And I'd be like, "All right." They would hand me, it was like a full page out of a notebook of just numbers, and they would tell me where to go, what store, and they would tell me who to give it to. Oh, go down the block and go to, I don't know, go to Mike and just hand them the sheet and tell them it's for Tommy, or tell them it's for Andrea. And I'd be like, okay, and they would give me like a wad of cash, and and I'm sitting there, anybody that knows me personally knows that I mean, I had some crazy childhood. I can get into stories upon stories, maybe for a later date. But I mean, my family, we didn't have money. And the fact that they would hand me it had to be $50 to $70 a pop. And they were asking me at one point, it felt like it was like once a week to go. And I'd go and I'd hand the guy the list, hand them the money, and I'd sit there for like 15 goddamn minutes waiting for him to print out all these stupid little tickets. Then he'd get them, wrap them in a rubber band, and go, "Here you go, tell them good luck." I'd go home, I go, "Here are your tickets." And they wouldn't win shit. I would, 4 or 5 days later, I would just ring, I'd remember about it, and I go, "Hey, did you guys win anything?" They'd be like, "No." Now, would they tell me? Who knows? No, knowing them. But I never saw them jump for joy. My grandmother, on the other hand, used to also buy lottery tickets like crazy, but she would win a decent amount. Like her numbers, I guess they were just special numbers. I mean, I don't know how she was doing it, but she would win like every. It seemed to be, especially when I was living at my grandmother's. I was renting the basement apartment from her for a couple years when I was in college. Because I just had to get out of my house, had to get away from my mother and my stepfather. But again, digressing, another story, another time, another podcast maybe. The couch featuring Dave, because you guys could be like my psychiatrist or whatever. I could vent to you. But anyway, my grandmother seemed to win it felt like almost every 4 months she'd win a couple grand. Now, mind you, if all that money she spent in that time frame probably equaled or was probably more than that, maybe, most likely. But, it brought her joy. She loved it. She had, what else was she going on? She was retired. My grandfather had passed away many, many years ago. So, that's what she had. That and my dog. But, yeah, so the Powerball, we bought some tickets, and it's $1.5 billion, sorry. And, it's fun. I just read that there's a study saying that it's good for people to think about it and think about how they would spend it. They said it's good for their morale or their feeling. It makes them feel better. But then, obviously, the negative is when you realize that, you probably have no chance in hell in winning this, you kind of get depressed. But, I like thinking. I like to think what I would do with that money. And I would... there's a lot of stuff I would love to do. First off, I would love to buy a house, and I'm not talking about anything crazy. I just want a house, 4 or 5 bedrooms, couple bathrooms. Let the kids have a bedroom each. Like to have a finished basement. I need an office for work, and I like to have a little studio to do my YouTube and this podcast stuff and do other stuff that I'm doing. I would love to have that, some privacy. Get a nice big old kitchen with an island. That's what my wife wants. That's all she wants. I want a big kitchen with an island. That's all she cares. That's all she wants. That, and we want an in-ground pool. I'd love to get an in-ground pool with a diving board and a slide. That'd be awesome. That would be my main thing. I would still stay where we are. Go down by the water. Find an awesome house. And I'd probably invest in a lot of real estate. I would probably buy a house also down in Florida. I'd probably buy something out in somewhere out west. Don't know where. With a lot of property. I know my dad talks highly of Wyoming, so maybe I'll go check that out. I've never been there. He loves it. He's talking about going there when he retires. Maybe I'll check that out. I want a lot of land. Maybe get some animals. Even though I wouldn't have no clue what to do with them. But, maybe with all that money, I'd hire somebody to show me. I know my wife and I would talking about what we would do, because everybody does that. She would like to buy a little place down in Aruba. That's where we had our honeymoon and our first anniversary. I was like, yeah, absolutely. Why not? Got $1.5 billion. I mean, after taxes, what do you got? $600 million maybe? That's fine. I'll take that too. I'm not complaining. Probably buy another piece of property. Like, maybe somewhere in a different country. Like maybe like the UK. Or like Italy. Somewhere around there. Europe. That'd be cool. And it would just be stuff for the family. Stuff for my kids and their kids and their kids' kids and onward. Just real estate, property. Buy some trust funds and buy some. Would I buy a car? Yeah, I'd buy a car. I'd buy some frivolous, fancy stuff, but it's so much money. You'd have to find ways to invest it and continue to make money on top of that money. So of course, I'd have to hire a really good money guy that I know and trust. But yeah, and I'd probably hook up my friends and family. My friends and family that I've seen and speak to a lot. I mean, if I haven't heard from you in like the last 12 months, go fuck yourself. You ain't getting shit if I win. You ain't getting shit. I don't care how close we were. If I haven't spoke to you in 12 months or seen your ass, adios. You ain't get nothing from me. Nothing. Not even a dime. But if you're one of my close friends and one of my family members that I'm close with and I actually like, oh man, I'll probably hook everybody up. Maybe $1 million each. Giving them $1 million and then give them the difference for the taxes. So like whatever gets them to $1 million without having to pay the taxes, I'll cover that. Maybe give everybody $1 million. Set them up. Get yourself out of debt, or get yourself a nice house, nice piece of property, invest it, open a business you want to do, whatever you want to do. Yeah, it's good to dream. I know there's no chance in hell we win, but it's cool. It's nice to think about it. So the Golden Globes were Sunday night. And, I don't know why I continue to watch the Golden Globes. I mean, I watched it because of Ricky Gervais. Let's be honest. He's fucking hilarious. And I love him. I thought he does a fantastic job. And I love the digs he makes at people. And I just love how they laugh. Ha ha ha. They're laughing. But meanwhile, he's so dead on most of the time about how overrated Hollywood is. But, yeah, they were on. And, the few things I picked up were, one, the Golden Globes has no concept of how to put shows and movies in categories. For a couple years, they had Orange is the New Black in Best Comedy. Now, okay, Orange is the New Black, I love it, I watch it. Yeah, they have some funny moments, but it's not a comedy, it's a drama. But they would put it in the comedy category. I never understood that, because that takes away from the comedies that are actually trying to run and be in it and try to win. But then they did something really odd this year. In the Best Movie category, musical or comedy, The Martian was entered in that. The movie with Matt Damon. Now, I didn't see The Martian, but I've seen a bunch of ads. I know what it's about. And to me, it doesn't seem like there were any funny parts. And it doesn't seem like they broke out in song at all. So why is The Martian up for an award in a category called Best Movie, Comedy, or Musical? And then the best part is it won the award. I mean, even the director, I think it's Ridley Scott. I think. Don't quote me on that. I think it was him. He got up there and went, oh, best comedy or something. He made a comment. Like, he kind of made a joke like, yeah, I guess we're a comedy. But they're not. And that's just because maybe there was a comedy that deserved to win. Maybe give it to Trainwreck and Amy Schumer, or give it to one of those other comedies. It's just stupid categorizing, and that hurts other films. The Golden Globes are a joke. That's why I like the Academy Awards. The Emmys, they're a little bit more serious. The Golden Globes are just a joke, just to get you there. Like, they gave the award for Best Actor, or Best Actress, Best Actress in a, I don't know, miniseries or made-for-TV movie, whatever it is, to Lady Gaga for her role as the Countess in American Horror Story Hotel. Now, a few things. I watched that. This has probably been the worst season, to me, of American Horror Story. I don't know what the hell's going on half the time. I literally, watch it, staring at that TV, and 30 minutes in, I'll say to my wife, what the hell's going on right now? And she'll go, I have no clue. Lady Gaga's acting is horrendous. I think my daughter Lauren could have done a better job than Lady Gaga. She's one-toned. She doesn't really have expression. I mean, she just is horrible. The show itself is horrible. The first season was good. The rest have been meh. Twisty was an awesome character. They killed him in the first 4 episodes or whatever it was. Ryan Murphy, who made it, who also made Glee, which Glee also I liked. The first season was really good. Then it just fell off. It just got horrible. Seems that he could start shows. He doesn't know how to finish them and continue them going. American Horror Story Hotel this season has been horrible. The storyline is all over the place. You don't even know what's going on half the time. Lady Gaga's been horrible. I miss Jessica Lange. And Lady Gaga is no Jessica Lange. Let's get that straight. How she won an award. You know why she won the award? Because they wanted her there, and they wanted to get the publicity of Lady Gaga getting an award. It's just stupid. The Golden Globes are a waste. I mean, just a waste. Ugh. And the other thing from the Golden Globes that baffled me, just baffled me, and maybe I'm saying this because I am a huge Game of Thrones fan, but how does Game of Thrones not win Best TV Drama? The show that won was Mr. Robot. First off, no one's watching that. No one knows what Mr. Robot is. No one gives a shit. It's one of those corny shows on USA that no one cares about. I mean, the show's called Mr. Robot. It sounds like it came from right out of the 1980s. How does Game of Thrones not win Best Drama? It is probably, by far, the best drama on television right now. It has action, suspense. It leaves you on the edge of your seat. You never know what's going on. The acting is fantastic. The casting is great. I'm just baffled how Game of Thrones didn't win. Maybe because nobody was there. It didn't look like any Game of Thrones people were there. At least I didn't see any. Maybe they were. I might have missed it. I was kind of flipping back and forth between that and the... what the hell else was I watching? I can't remember now. But yeah, so whatever. That's the Golden Globes. They're a joke. They are a joke. So yeah, so Star Wars. It only took them 20 days to finally become the highest grossing movie of all time, beating Avatar. And that makes sense. 'Cause Star Wars was awesome. I don't care what anybody says. The Force Awakens was fantastic. Brilliantly done. Casted perfectly. Great movie. Avatar, now, don't get me wrong. I saw Avatar in the movies when it came out. I did the whole 3D thing. And what James Cameron did 3D, regarding the 3D aspect of it, was fantastic. The movie, visually, from a 3D standpoint, was probably the best 3D movie I've seen to date. Now, I don't really see a lot of 3D movies because I don't know. I don't really like the 3D too much. I've seen the original Avengers in 3D. I took Lauren to see Wreck-It Ralph. We saw that in 3D. I think I saw a couple other movies in 3D. I'm not a big fan of the 3D. But what James Cameron did with Avatar was fantastic. But with Avatar, if you take away that 3D aspect and you're just watching a regular Avatar, like on cable, no 3D, the movie's actually pretty boring. And it's already been told in other movies, like, Pocahontas and Dancing with the Wolves, about the white man that goes into the other savages' land and falls in love with one of the female, and then they fall in love, and then they have to fight. He has to fight to protect them. That's what Avatar's about. Without the 3D, it's garbage. Now, the one thing I'm curious to see with Avatar is they have an agreement with Disney. Disney's building down in Florida, Disney World, in Animal Kingdom. They're building a whole Avatar area, which I can't wait for that, because what Disney does with these rides are fantastic, and I can't wait to see what they do with I think they could do a lot with the Avatar world in an actual ride movie setting. So I can't wait to see that. But I'm glad that Star Wars took over the #1 movie. It should. And, it's probably setting up to be the only movie that will probably ever take that over will be Episode 8, Episode 9. Because really maybe Avatar 2 if it comes out. I know he's making it. But, how are you going to beat Star Wars? Star Wars is awesome. Love it. And I'm so glad it's doing so well. And I'm glad because that means for us fans, that'll just be more and more Star Wars films made. The better it does in the box office, the better it is for us because we get more of them. And hopefully they keep coming out at the top grade acting and storytelling that JJ set up for future directors. Hopefully. Now I'm going to get into a little sports section here. So we had this past weekend was the NFL wildcard weekend. With my picks that I did earlier last week, I went 1-3, so it shows you that I have no clue what I'm talking about. Every single home team lost. Every single home team lost last weekend. So it shows you that having home field advantage in football doesn't matter. It matters who your quarterback is and who your coach is, and if they've been there before and they know what they're doing. Because every team that won has a quarterback that's been there and a coach that's been there. Beaten quarterbacks that have never been there and coaches, I think most of them haven't been there. In Seattle, you had Russell Wilson, who's been to 2 Super Bowls, won one, and was really one run-in play from Lynch from another one until Pete Carroll thought, hey, let's get this great idea of passing. Genius, Pete. Real genius. Brady and Belichick were thankful. But anyway, so Russell Wilson gets a horrible snap. The ball flies back about 10, 15 yards behind him. He recovers the ball, runs back up, avoiding tackles, runs back up to, I think it was about this line of scrimmage, give or take, connects, I forgot who he connected with. I forgot who it was. I can't remember. But anyway, that is a quarterback that's been there, that knows how to handle the pressure, and that will always lead you in these playoffs. Not saying that any of these guys, any of the quarterbacks from Minnesota, Houston, Washington, or Cincinnati aren't going to be able to do it, but I think they need more experience. That's the problem. You had Big Ben in Pittsburgh, even though Ben got hurt. You had Rodgers in Green Bay. You had Alex Smith, who's been there with Kansas City, and you had Russell Wilson with Seattle. They've all been there. Most of them are winners, have won Super Bowls before. Some have been to Super Bowls but lost. That's always going to win. So it sets up for Saturday. We're going to get, for the afternoon game on Saturday, it's going to be Kansas City at New England. Now, I like what Kansas City is doing, but, I'm a New York Giants fan, but I do appreciate what goes on over there with the Patriots. Belichick is just a fantastic coach, and I think Brady is, if not, the best quarterback. And people could hate on me. People could, Brady and Belichick are a great 1-2, and Brady is probably, to me, the best quarterback in the league. So I'm going, I don't see Kansas City going into New England and winning. I just don't see it happening. So I'm going New England. And I'm going to go New England big. I think they're gonna score a bunch. I think New England's winning. They're going to go on to the championship game. The Saturday night game we have is Green Bay and Arizona. Now, I know Arizona's had a great year. They're doing great, but they're going up against a Green Bay team that's doing better, and they have Aaron Rodgers. That's what people are forgetting. It's Aaron Rodgers. He is probably behind probably behind Brady, is Rodgers. I know he's had his issues, but he's still Rodgers. He's been there. He's won. He knows what he's doing. I'm going Green Bay. I don't think Arizona's going to be able to do it. I know a lot of people picking Arizona. I think Green Bay is going to beat Arizona. Will it be close? Maybe. But I'm going Green Bay. So that's my picks for Saturday. Let's see how I do. I'm going to jot it down here so I don't forget. So New England and Green Bay. Okay. Then Sunday, the afternoon game at 1 o'clock, we got Seattle at Carolina. Now, this is a tough one. Because Carolina's had a pretty good year. The last couple of weeks have been, they haven't been the greatest. Cam Newton's, been great. He's found now his Cam Newton has arrived. But they're still going up against Seattle. That's got the defense is great. It's getting better. You got Russell Wilson. You got Pete Carroll. Granted, they're in Carolina. The weather's going to be better than it was in Minnesota. So Seattle should be able to respond a little better. It's a tough one. There's so many parts of me saying to go Carolina, but I'm going to go Seattle. I think Seattle's going to pull it out. Maybe they'll get another miracle happen, like in Minnesota when Blair Walsh shanked the field goal, even though, to me, I don't think it was his fault. The place in, laces out. Laces out. Didn't we learn anything from Ace Ventura? But I'm going Seattle. I want to say Carolina. There's a part of me that I really want to say Carolina, but I just don't. I think Seattle's going to pull it out. So I'm going to go Seattle. And then the Sunday afternoon game it's going to be Pittsburgh against Denver. I know Peyton Manning is starting, and Peyton is another one who's had a really, really up and down season, but it's still the name, Peyton Manning. It's Peyton Manning. It's like when you play baseball, and I know people go, oh, Alex Rodriguez is older. Yeah, but it's still Alex Rodriguez. An opposing team, you hear that name. Yeah, he might have lost a little bit on the swing, like Peyton might have lost a little bit in his throw. He's getting a little older, but it's still that name. It's that pedigree. And I think that Peyton is going to come out. He wants to prove something. He wants to get another ring. He's had plenty of opportunities. He's failed a lot of them. And don't get me wrong, a lot of it's been his fault. Oh, man, but Pittsburgh, they've been playing great. And if Ben is, I haven't really looked. I don't know if Ben is playing or not. I don't know if he's injured. I mean, if he's injured, he's not starting, then I don't think the Pittsburgh is going to win. Oh, I hope he does, because Big Ben versus Peyton could be a good matchup. Oh, who do I go with? Oh, man, I'm going to go Denver. I'm doing it. I'm going Denver. I'm going Peyton. I think Peyton has a lot to prove. I think he'll go in, he's going to go in there. I think Pittsburgh's going to go in there a little too hot, too hot-headed, and I don't think Denver is going to fall for that. And Denver's defense has been great. And if they can get Peyton to just be 75 to 80% of what Peyton can be with that defense, I think they have a good shot. So my predictions, again, I'm going New England over Kansas City, Green Bay over Arizona, Seattle over Carolina, and Denver over Pittsburgh, which would then set up New England and Denver and Green Bay and Seattle, those would be some great championship games. They would be really good. So those are my picks. Let's see. I did horrible. I was 1-3 last week, so let's say I might go, 0-4 this week. But those are my picks for the playoffs, NFL playoffs. And that's really it. I'm going to wrap this one up. I want to remind you guys that you can download us for free on SoundCloud. You could also head over to our Everyday Geek YouTube channel, and the rants are up there as well. So if you want to leave some comments, like, share, I will always get back to you. And while you're at it, if you're over an Everyday Geek, why not hit the subscribe button? Subscribe, check out some of our videos and some other stuff that we're doing. And remember, you could find us also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Everyday Geek TV. And again, guys, I want to thank you. I appreciate all of you listening and commenting and let me know what you think. And I really do love you guys, appreciate you. And I love that you just let me rant and give me feedback and tell me stuff back. And I will always comment back. And thanks, guys. Adios.